Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dr. Sadaf, I hope you are doing fine. In fact, I'm making this video as per my telephonic WhatsApp conversation with you. Uh, Ma'am, without costing any delay, I think I should, jump to the point. What I'm going to do is in this video, let me share the screen with you of my draft. Just give me 5 seconds. Let me share it the screen. So I'll keep on, in fact, explaining. Right now, my focus is I want to, convince that in our previous couple of meetings, I have incorporated the suggestions as you and Dr. Islam, recommended me. I have my notebook in my hand where I used to, write the suggestions. So in the, I'll just explain you, and the more emphasis is on the model that okay, it is good to go. I will try to, convince you, and with the references, with the papers, I'll also show you how the model is compiled, because Dr. Islam was more concerned about the model and its plausibility. And in the previous in-person meeting, I also explained you, and yes, the model was quite, in straight direction. And without, before coming to model, a slight justification, so it will not cost much of your time, about problem statement. As we know about this topic of political marketing. Political branding is basically, the hitting variable in this, in this dissertation, inshallah. Problem statement, we know politics and politicians, they are, really playing several gimmicks. They're using social media, they're using marketing techniques, mainstream marketing dimension, models. They are incorporating in order to, sell their political party head, or their political party, or they want to get the intentions of their electorates, or to influence the, behavior of their voters. So in this changing world where we can see, the visible use of marketing models in marketing, especially in the US, presidential election campaigns, and also in UK. But this thing should must be, incorporated in South Asia, because we are politically very active, and, uh, very active, and very participant people. So I believe this problem arises in our society, because you will not find, sufficient research. There is scarcity. This is a reality. And several, the references I'm going to give in the, in coming few minutes, they also advocate that yes, South Asian region needs to incorporate marketing, and, make it together with the political science. Basically, the mother areas is political science, and marketing models are being integrated in that. And this is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying in my own words. I'm going to show you the references right from Kotler to the contemporary young scholars and young doctor researchers. Numerous studies, like it's saying, like various studies are coming forward in these days. And I have mentioned in the previous in-person meetings, I mentioned about various journals, like uh, it's a Journal of South Asian Studies, which is, a new research journal is developed in Punjab University, devoted for, politics and political affairs. And Journal of Political Marketing, it's a, new journal which is wholly devoted to this new area. So we need, to do work in this domain, especially in the context of Pakistan or South Asia, those neighboring countries. So also Pakistan, it is the sixth most populous country. So is it practicing, these types of, or these contemporary researches are being conducted here? The answer is no. Either it's sixth most populous country, so it should be, focusing on incorporating, and, bringing evolution in its politics, because this is a contemporary area which is still evolving. Yes, there are few studies, as we cannot say there is a huge, like huge dearth in this area. No, dearth of study is there, but there is no complete dearth or complete scarcity. Like these references, Bart and MN, they have conducted, but they have conducted research on the political mindset, or why people cast vote towards a particular party. They have tried to gauge this, but the variables they have, these Amang and Mr. What they have used in 2017, like social media, religion, ethnic background, etc. These variables are related to the social construct, but they have nothing to do much with the marketing. You know, but my model is supposed to be purely on I'm going to use various marketing models combining their variables, and then going to see them how they play their role in politics. I mean, how they are in, how they are going to influence the mind of the voters, or how the political parties get themselves branded in the minds of the customers. So like there we need to work in this area. Then justification, uh, more than 10 million pool of it's now crossing I think more than 11 million pool of electorates in Pakistan. The potential voters, the youth among 18th or surpassing 18th year of their life. So it's, although it's a developing country having more than like 10 to 11 million electorates, so marketing techniques, they should be incorporated. And this huge bulk of population is only in Pakistan. Our neighboring countries, the masses are higher. So we need to, I think, this itself justifies that why marketing techniques should not be treated in the political domain. They should. That's why I told you various journals are being evolved. Many journals are being devoted to you know evolve this area only. Yes, there will be what would be the significance? Politic, it will be the direct viewership and the direct readership, the person who can gain benefit of this research. They will, the political parties, they will be able to have numerous results or numerous data out of this research, and numerous recommendation would be for them to brand themselves in the minds of their voters for their upcoming elections. Just like we can see, yes we can, or you know every there are various slogans. Yes we can was one of the famous slogan in previous elections of Donald Trump. And there can be plethora of other slogans which I can mention by opening the documents which I have compiled. So it signifies that how branding the political concept can positively or maybe negatively, influencing the behavior of their electorates or the voters. This would be one point which is very important for the politicians or the political personals to understand, like how their image, or how what type of branding they are creating in the minds of customers, positive or negative. We have both examples in front of us. These are quite debatable, but yes, about you, we can exemplify the heads of Pakistan Muslim League Noon in Pakistan. I think they have uh, influenced in a negative way. They have their brand is being deteriorated at least as per the social media, these statistics, which are not, I'm not saying these are very plausible or reliable, but apparently it seems their bending the level is reducing. Yes, the other point, this is one point of interest for politicians, how they need. The other point, it will also empirically, measure the brand preference and its antecedents in the political segment. Why voters, they are preferring, what are the parameters in the mind of customers which can influence him or her to cast vote in the favor or in against of any political party. So ultimately what happens, the campaigns or all the work which you are doing to create brand in the mind of the voters, it influence ultimately their voting preference. So this is my, actually I'm narrating my model in the words like political branding. Some efforts are being done, some variables would give us questions and items, and we would measure those items and measure political branding. We are working with it. It will ultimately influence the voting behavior of, so this will also be another contribution, another significant impact of this research. In addition to getting the influence, we will able to understand why they are preferring one party over other. Then purpose is mostly two broader purpose of this research are examine the influence of political party branding on voting brand preference, and we will confine it to maybe Pakistan right now. Like this is in my mind. Let's confine it to in the Pakistani boundaries within Pakistan. And mediating this is something I believe it can be a big contribution. The mediating role of brand image on the which influence brand identity, brand authenticity, and brand personality, and positive words of mouth, which a political party influences or generates via media campaigns. How their influence on brand preference of the political parties. So brand image plays mediating role. Why I'm saying this? I have gone through a couple of papers which actually are adding another aspect. Okay, brand image is also included in branding, but this in context of Pakistan, like we are much more influenced. Even the Americans, the voters, they are much more influenced by the image of the personality, the outlook of their political party head. They create this image, and then they get influenced to vote in favor or against. So I am going to study the mediating role of brand image also. There will be a brand. We are going to study how branding is influencing the voting behavior or voting pattern, why they cast vote for particular party, and brand image. It's also playing a mediating role. Okay, research question and research objectives. I will tell you later on. Right now, let me show you the model. Like these are few antecedents which are highly used in various marketing models to study and to explore branding. One is I have not written here branding, but these variables which need to be like we have to measure these variables when we are talking about branding. So brand identity, brand authenticity, positive words of mouth, how they are influencing the brand preference. The other thing, brand image, it's having a mediating role. All these three factors, you can say sub variables of political branding, these also ultimately influence have their role in making the brand image. And then brand image ultimately leads to brand preference. But sometimes brand image is so strong that the voters, they even ignore those sub variables or those sub antecedents, and directly brand image can influence them to cast votes. So we know some leaders, they have huge big brand personalities, so their brand image leads them to choosing to or against and the fourth variable is brand personality. These actually brand identity, brand authenticity, positive words of mouth, and brand. A political branding, I have those will be measured, will be operationalized on the basis of those four antecedents, sub variables, whatever we can call. And brand image, the immediate mediating role, as I explained earlier. Ultimately brand preference, why voters are selecting one party over other. So I'm not going to just read the hypothesis. I'll explain you all like in person. We can, but right now I'm going to explain you the most important things. Okay, here is the source of variable. As Shallon and Berman, these are the references for those variables. I have actually compiled. These are the three papers. From these papers, those variables have been compiled. And I will also show you the let me share you the screen and show you the, maybe I think I don't need to show you the papers here, but in person I this time I'll be bringing a couple of papers which are which are recommending to use those variables. So I think, ma'am, let me start video sharing here. I'll give you I'll approach you via email again, and you can tell me the time in the following week when should I be. visiting you. I'll be grateful if you can manage Friday or Saturday, but I'll ask you via email as well. So, Sam.